I'm serious when I say this. And what I'm going to say is that the only talent that matters is the ability to manipulate people. For years, not just years, but virtually my entire life, I've heard people tell me what a great and talented artist I am. Oh wow, you could be a rich and famous cartoonist, yada yada yada. Then I would go to certain publishers to see if they publish my comics and cartoons and such, and more often than not, I should say, in virtually every case, they said my comics suck. And the stupid question of the moment is, who's correct? Because I guess there's no right answer to this question because it's all opinion. Yeah, and I also know that these crazed publishers, as I call them, have no obligation to publish my comics, which is why my focus is self-publishing, because nobody else is going to publish my comics except me. Of course, I could get my comics published by a major publisher if I manipulated them in the correct fashion, the correct manner, something that would work for each individual publisher. But as you probably suspected, I suck at manipulation. In fact, I'm trying to manipulate you folks right now, and as you can see, it's not working. It's not working. Might as well bring up some examples of how manipulation is the only talent that matters. First thing that comes to mind, George W. Bush. He won 2 elections, not because he was the best candidate, but because his campaign team was able to manipulate people better than the opposition. I mean, manipulation makes it possible for mediocre and substandard talent, if you want to call it that, to succeed, while real talent fails because they're not manipulative enough. What else can I say? There's a lot to say about this. I might want to do this in a second video, but one thing I like to bring up is that manipulation would be rendered obsolete in a resource-based economy. This is why people manipulate each other, because of scarcity. There's not much of things to go around. I mean, if, like, let's say you need some food and your neighbor has food, and if you just ask, hey, can I have some food? Wait, that's a bad example. Let me restate this. Let's say you are low on money and somebody you know has way more money than you do, and you would ask them, somebody you know, no, that's even worse. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, let's say that you're low on money. Let's say you want to contact some rich guy to have him or her donate some money to you. Now, if you just ask straight out, hey, rich person, can I have some of your money? Chances are they say, fuck no. Yep, even if he asks for a relatively small amount of money, they're still going to say, fuck no. Money is a scarce resource, and you can't just give it away at the drop of a hat, because then next thing you know, you're not going to have any money. And in this monetary dystopia, people need money to survive, which doesn't make sense because the resources are still there, but money is scarce, so not everybody gets a chance to access the resources of the earth. Anyway, if a person were to manipulate the rich person and you give them the money, that has a better chance of working. Of course, we do live in a modern dystopia, an evil parallel universe, if you will, and a lot of people think that manipulation is fine and dandy. I think it's the suckiest piece of suck that ever sucked. First of all, in my mind, it's evil. It is absolute evil. Also, it's dishonest, absolute dishonesty. I mean, if we're going to call ourselves civilized, we have to behave in a civilized manner. Manipulation is not civilized. And why do I say that? Why do I say that? I mean, let's say we go back a few hundred or a few thousand years. Maybe manipulation made sense back then, but we're supposed to be evolving, getting better, getting more progressive. But the thing is that in this backward pseudo society, manipulation runs everything. And merit, of course, is very, very, very rarely practiced. And let's see, I'm going to bring up the resource-based economy issue again. And on that note, if I did have the ability to manipulate, if I had awesome mind control powers, I would persuade everyone on Earth to support a resource-based economy. Then, ironically enough, after the resource-based economy is set up, mind control and manipulation will be rendered obsolete. And I say this because if there's a resource-based economy, I'll get everything I want. I don't need to manipulate people anymore. Everything I want. Yeah, as in the survival of the human race and life on Earth. That's one of the things I want. I also want freedom of choice, freedom of expression. You'll likely have more freedom of choice and more freedom of expression in an RPE than in the current monetary system, where everything costs money. If you want to express yourself, you have to pay for it, which is stupid. Yeah, I believe it was Jacques Fresco and Roxanne Meadows who often refer to freedom as being dependent on how much money you have, which means the more in the monetary system, the more money you have, the more freedom you have. The less money you have, the less freedom you have, which is stupid because, as I said before, the resources needed for people to survive already exist. And but in the monetary system, the only way you can access them is with money, which is unbelievably stupid. Really would like to talk more about this, and as I said before, I might want to do a second video on this particular issue. And of course, because we're trapped in the monetary system, I don't have enough money to pay for my stupid Comcast internet. And again, as I said before, fuck Comcast and fuck the monetary system. That's it. See you later, Ralph Nader.